Hello everybody, this is Backblast. Here I am again on Planet Zoo. This is our Burgers Zoo real life build. Today what I'm going to show you is how to start actually building things on this map. So in the last video we looked at how to create the map and also how to choose which zoo you want to build. And we've come up with the Burgers Zoo from the Netherlands, and this is what we're going to be building. And what we need to do is start looking at what we're building and where. So it's very easy to see that there's three very large buildings on this map. We've got this large Burgers Bush, Burgers Desert and Burgers Mangrove. Very easy to spot. A lot of the other buildings are smaller and are fairly spread around the zoo. They're not all in one block or anything like that. The Burgers Mangrove looks quite difficult to build. It's going to be a big round building. Burgers Desert's an unusual shape. Burgers Bush, although it's a lovely rectangle there, it's got an unusual bit around the outside, but we should be able to at least block in this area on our map. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at placing a few buildings in our zoo, and this is just to give us an idea of how big things are, where things sit, and so that when we look at our actual zoo we'll be able to say, oh yeah, I know roughly where we are here, and we can then start planning in pathways and things like that. So although we're not going to build a full building in this video, we're going to start placing items in the zoo. So the first thing we're going to do is the biggest building. It's easily recognizable, and it's something that we can use then to measure everything off. So we're going to measure the distance on this. So it's a right click on Google Maps and then a left click down here, boom, like that, and that is 90 meters. Well, that's brilliant. 90 meters, nice and round number, and it goes to about there, so about 150 meters. So 90 by 150, big rectangular building. So we're going to build that in the zoo. I'm not going to build it out of stone because all my grid lines are made out of stone, out of zone. Yeah, we're going to build it out of maybe brick or something like that. And it was 90 by 150. So all we're going to do is block that area off. I'm going to use the larger walls so that we can easily spot them. And we're going to start with 90 by 150. So this is a 150 piece of wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 40 meters. $80 meters. 84, 88, 92, 96, 100 meters. Okay. So we're going to do 150. Let's just measure that so I know where that is. That's 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 140, 144, 148, and we want 150. So I'm going to just drop the grid size down. So if we do that, that's where it should go to. Yeah. So I know that it's exactly 2 meters out. That's 150. Okay. Right. So what we want now is 90 meters down the side. Okay. So we're going to go 4. I'm going to knock this back up again to chunks of 4, just so that I don't accidentally do a wall with 2 meters. So that's 8, 12, 16, 20. 40, 60, 64, 68, 72, 76, 80. So we're going 84, 88, and then an extra 2 is 90. Beautiful. That's the size of our building. So all we need to do now is make it into a huge rectangle. And remember, this isn't the finished building. This isn't how it's going to look. It's going to have a different covering on the walls. I just need to be able to place it into the zoo, where it's going, and have a good idea of how big it is, where it sits. It's a huge building. I'll give you that. It's a big building. Now, I haven't built this in any particular location. This has just been plonked down into the zoo somewhere. Now, we need to go back to the 2 meter because this is going to be there. Yeah. And then we're going to turn the corner. We're going to knock it back up to 4 meters. This should be perfect. Oops. I made a boo-boo. Never mind. Let's just carry on. Nobody noticed. Keep going. Beautiful. Then back down to 2 meters just to join it on there. Great stuff. That's our building. If I press escape now, that's the escape. I should be able to now move that. Press M to move it. And now we can rotate it and whiz it round and do whatever we want with it. So where's this going? Okay, well, let's go back to our grid lines. Now, remember yesterday or the previous video, we made a picture of the map of the zoo with some grid lines on it. So if we look at this, we decided this was our 0 point. So our corner of our building is actually just there. So where we're going is, so it's just, that's 0, that's 1. So it's just poking in on the 1 line, and it goes up 1, 2, 3, 3 3/4 like that. So it's 1 just under the 3. Let's just go back to the thing. Let's move it. So it was 1 just under the 3. Is that about right? Where that is? So it's number 1 just short of number 3. Oh, where's my map? There we go. So it's number 1, yeah, just short of the 3, yeah. So that corner's in about the right spot. The next corner needs to go past number 2 and up towards number 4. Past number 2 and up towards number 4. So let's just click move. So again, we're going to just whiz it round, like that, and we're not far off there. So that's about right. That's about right. It's just short of number 4. It's past line number 2. You see what I mean? Line number 1, line number 2. It's just past it. On here. Stop going back to that. In fact, I'm going to close that because it's bugging me. I can find out what it is. There we go. If I look on the other one, it's a slightly smaller grid on this, and yeah, we're going to be using the big grid. Close that. Right. Okay. So yeah, line 1, line 2, just past it. So this gap here is not far off the distance of this here. This corner here to this line, this corner to this line. It's about the same. So are we about right there? I'm just going to move it again just to make sure I'm happy. We're going to just click M for move. I might just rotate it a little bit more. That's it. That's where the building is. Now you might think, oh well, that's quite a jaunty angle compared to that, and that's fine. That's okay. If you actually look at our map, our zoo, how it sits on the floor, it's actually at a slight angle compared to how this zoo sits. It's hard for me to explain. We're looking more like that. But it's all right. That's where the big building's going anyway. This gives you an idea now of how big the zoo is. So it gives you approximately the left-hand side of the road goes very close here to this building. So it runs up here. There we are. And all the other buildings are. This is the 0 line. So everything else up to here is in this area. This is the area of the zoo. It's actually quite a small zoo. There you go. Certainly compared to the Chester Zoo that we built. But remember, there's a big safari area, and we will be building the safari area. And hopefully, I'm going to put a full safari car experience thing in it, so that our people can wander around that area. So we are going to be doing all that as well. So that's our big building blocked in. We could have a go at one of the other buildings, like this, and we'll give you an idea of how to lay buildings out then. So we can have a go at this. This is going to be tricky. This is going to take a little bit of patience, a little bit of Monica and Rita and what's that song? Mambo Number 5, is that? I don't know. Right. So let's just zoom in as close as we can get. I want to get this. Wow, you can zoom in a lot. Why? I've never Surely I've never been able to zoom this close before. Is this a new thing on Google Maps? Why haven't I've never noticed that it zooms in this close? That's weird. Right. Well, we want the roof of this building. Okay. So am I on like 3D or something? I don't know. I've got strange lines going everywhere. Let's clear the measurement and let's just start again. So we're going to go measure distance from there to there. Now, I'm concerned about this building. I don't quite know whether these are sloped sides, because I can see the windows here, and I just want to check it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just we're going to go down to street level, have a quick look at the outside of the building so I know what it looks like, and then we're going to take it from there. So hopefully I can see it from here. Maybe can we see through the trees here? Come on, zoom in anytime you're ready. It's decided it don't want to. No. Why are you not working? Oh, okay, now it's done it. Oh, hello. Hello. What have we got here? Oh, this is a strange building, isn't it? Oh, I didn't check this before we started. Oh, right. So those look as though they may be sloped. Let's just have a wander around the zoo a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that gives us a much better view of it. Right, so it looks like we've got a wall, which is about 4 meters tall, and then it slopes inward. So when we're looking at our top-down view here, I think the wall actually goes to sort of there. And I think this is the wall along here, and then the roof slopes from there to there, so we get an idea of where the roof goes there. So let's just see if we can get this built. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a these aren't sloped here. Yay. I was going to use a pen and paper to write all this down, but I might not. Let's just see. This is exactly 60 meters, which is beautiful. We can easily build 60 meters on here. Easy peasy, easy. And what we're going to do is... Right, I'll show you a little trick here. So if you hover near this, it says select group 8 to add to. What I want to do is I want to make this building parallel to this building. If you look at it on the maps... not that one, let's go on there. This and this are pretty much parallel. It doesn't look as though they're exactly right. Let's see if I can just check. That's about 55, and that's about 58 meters there. Yeah, so it looks like it's parallel. These two are parallel. So I want to make them parallel with each other. Okay, so what we're going to do is I want to put it on this axis, this same axis. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select group 8 to add to. So I'll click that. Yeah. So now it thinks we're building part of this building. All I need to do is if I press Z to rotate it, that is now parallel because it thinks I'm building the same building. And then we're going to press exit. And this is now still parallel with this building. How cool is that? So all I need to do is I need to just plonk it down somewhere. Now we said 60 meters, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60 meters. So that's our first wall, and it's parallel with that. They were 60 meters apart, weren't they? So if I've just built a wall 60 meters, it was actually about 58 meters, wasn't it? 58. Right, now where does it go? How far off the end of this building is it? What I'm looking at now is how big is this length here? So how far does this one go from the other building? Right, so that is about 10 meters or so in. So this needs to be about 10 meters in. How far is this? Let's just check. So that's 8 meters. So that's about 10 meters just there. That's about 10 meters just there. Okay. So we're going to just move this. That's about 10 meters. Okay. So this should be, now we said it was about 58 meters away. So all we're going to do is, that's about 58. So if you look at the length of these pieces, maybe there's 58. Let's just move it along. Boop, 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 boop. Right, that should be right. That should be exactly where it sits. That is exactly where it sits. 58 meters away and pretty much parallel. Okay. Good. Good. So we've built this wall. Let's now look at the next wall. So the next wall is going to be this one. We're going to build this, and this is going to go. So remember, we're building the base wall, not the roof. So the roof will be a slightly different size and shape. I'm not happy with this at all. I'm not convinced. Look, that dot, where is that? That is not where I'm putting it. I need this on this wall here. What is it doing? It's showing it there, look. It's showing where it's measuring from. I'm not happy with this at all. It's acting a bit weird. I don't know. It's never done this before, so I don't know if it's a new feature that's been put in. It seems to be zooming closer than ever. Right, it's saying 20 meters. If it's like 20 point something meters, I'm all right. I'll go to 20 meters. You can mess about with this, and it's difficult to get it exactly right. It's a strange satellite view. It's hard to get it exactly on. It's saying about 20 meters. If it was like 18 meters, I might go to 18. If it's sort of 19 and a bit or 20 and a bit, I'd probably just go to 20 anyway. We want to make our life easy. We want to make the building as accurate as possible, but if it's out by 3 or 4 inches, I'm not that bothered, you know. Half a foot or something is not, it's not a big deal. So we're going to go in 20 meters. So we're building this wall. Okay, we want to just carry on with this. 20 meters, please. So 20 meters down here. 20 meters, because they're all 4 meters in length. The next bit, boom, boom, boom. Shake, shake the room. 26 meters. That's saying 26. So let's go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 24, 26 meters. Okay, it's easy this, isn't it? Hey, why did it take me so long to do Chester Zoo? Right, where is this base wall? This is weird. Again, you know, this is not. It's doing some strange things. I think there's some sort of entrance or something down here. There's a pathway and there's bits of building sticking out a slight amount. I think that's probably entrance and exit. This is now saying it's 39.75 meters. If it's difficult to read on here sometimes, it's always down here. So we're going to build this at 40 meters. As I said, my measuring's probably out rather than the building being out. So we're going to go down 40 meters, which is going to be like this. That's 20. 40 meters. Now what we're going to do is it comes in slightly to here. Now I know there's a bit of building here. It looks again like that's some sort of bit that's added on. It might be for, I don't know, maybe it's an area where the keepers can go into so that they've got access to the enclosure. It might be a place where there's water filtration or air filtration or a heating unit or something. I can see there's something there. I'm not that bothered about I'm not that bothered about building that bit yet. That's going to be something that we'll put on after. It looks like the main building goes down here, so we're going to just be building that. This says 6.32. I'm going to go to 6 meters, okay? So which is a 4 meter piece and then a 2 meter bit. Okay, and then we're going to go down this way. So again, this comes all the way down. It's hidden in the trees, which is one of the great joys of making these things. I'm not sure where this goes to. Now there's a couple of ways of doing it. This says 24 meters. Am I out by a lot? Does it go to there? Is it 25? Is it 26? It's hard to tell. What you can do is, if you put your line down here, so there's a dead straight line here, you can see where it goes to. You can see that if you're too short or too long, the line is out. So it's about there, isn't it? So where's our other bit go up to? It goes up to there. So this is saying 24 meters, I think. I think that's 24 we're going for. So let's whiz that in. So pop it up to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 20, and that's 24. It then comes in a bit more, it looks like. Comes in by another 5.79 meters, so 6 meters. Comes in 6 meters, which is that, and a small one, 6 meters. Next one down here. Remember, we're building the base, not the roof, and this is saying about 14 meters. 15 meters. What does 16 meters look like? That's about 16, which is too far, isn't it? It's more like 15 meters. I think that's bang on 15 meters, you know. So we're going to go 4, 8, 12, 16, and then we have to go down to a 1 meter piece. 15 meters. Okay, strange shaped building, but there you go. Here we go. We're going all the way over to the end. Now the ends here are the sort of weird corners. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. We're going to come back and look at these roof bits and the sloping bits and whatnot. I'm building to this part here. So this is saying 40 meters. So we're going to just whiz that up again, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It will be 40 meters. Okay. So now where do we go from there? Where do we go from here? I think the wall's sort of there, isn't it? Now we've zoomed in, it all looks a bit weird again. I have no idea why it's doing all this with this here, but I think that's about 20 meters that we're going to build here. 20 meters, and then out we go to about there, which is 12.7. We're going 12 meters. 12 meters. That's 12 meters. 3/4 is 12 meters. Ooh, okay, these look weird again. This distance is approximately 19.7 meters. Is that right? So we're going to go 20 meters. We're not going to worry about the little inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 20 meters. Okay, and it goes out again right to the edge there, which is another 12.7. So we'll go 12 meters, which will be 3 of these. 3/4 is 12, and then we're going to go whoop to here. They don't make it easy, do they? That's saying 19. I don't quite know where I've built to. It's 19 or 20. That looks more like 20. I'm going for 20 there. Let's go. We're getting close to the finish. We're getting up there. This is now weirdly saying six meters. This is where you need plans from the zoo, you know. This is where you need to get in touch with someone at the zoo and say, have you got any plans for this building? Because honestly, I'm trying to recreate it and it looks like pants. Right, 20 meters. Okay, so $20 meters. Okay, one last push. Remember, we're building to the wall. Bring on the wall. Right. This is, it's looking like it could be anywhere between 6 and 8 meters. This I think what we're going to do is, this is saying about 4 meters to there, and then all the way up. We're out by maybe 2 meters, maybe maximum. Why the pants are you doing that? Do that, please. Well, that is a weird shaped building, but let's exit, get rid of all that. We have our 2 largest buildings in the zoo placed down, and placed down pretty much where we want them to be. They're on the grid. If you look at this compared to where it should be on the grid, so this is pretty much in this square, and it pokes out twice just to the left of the line. So it's pretty much in this square. It pokes out twice to the left of the line. So it's not quite there. Remember, these lines are quite thick, but it's not quite there, and it pokes above this line a little bit. Yep, so it's doing that. Based on what I can see here, and it pokes out just at the bottom there, and it doesn't come anywhere near that. So based on what I can see here, it looks like maybe everything could come over to the right ever so slightly. Again, I'm not that bothered as long as we're about in the right place and it's not out by a good 20 feet or something. I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy that we've got that in pretty much the right spot. And I think the issues probably come when we've measured this. So trying to get a good measurement on these buildings with this is proving quite difficult today. I mean, normally you can't zoom in like this. I have no idea why it's zooming in like this. Maybe we've got some oh dear, look at that, the roof's held up by an external pylon. Well, that's going to be tricky, isn't it? What does that anchor to? We've got to build pylons, folks. Yeah, I mean, these buildings, they've got sloped, these are sloped windows and a sloped roof, so it's going to be a weird thing to build, and it's hard to get accurate measurements from it, but I'm pretty sure that that is now fairly in the right place. Okay, so what have we got here? Well, it looks like we've got a building that has some outside paddocks to the back, and there's no way I'm building that today. That needs a stiff drink and some happy pills or something. Oh my goodness, look at the shape of that. That's weird. Right, we're going to be building this one next, I think, because this is a fair size. So again, all we're doing is blocking out the area. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do these off camera. So I'm gonna maybe do a couple of extra buildings and we'll put them in. What I am going to do is I'll just show you one thing. I'm just aware the time's trapping on. I'll show you one thing very quickly. All right. So if I build this building, all right, and I'll just give you a brief idea of what I'm thinking here. So if I build this building, so let's just say, for example, that this building looks like that. Let's say it looks like that, right? That's our building. And I'm trying to place this, and I'm like, well, where does it go? It's in here somewhere. It's a funny angle, right? I don't know. I don't quite know. We've got the grid lines to help us, okay? So we can always look at the grid lines, and it's barely touching line number 3, and we're in block 2. So it's barely touching line number 3, and we're in block 2. So let's move that. This is line number 3 and we're in block 2. So it's about that sort of thing. But it's like, is the angle right? Because it's not lined up with this building. It's not lined up with that building. How do I get that? This is how I do it when I'm building things in the zoo. So I pick a point. So we've already built this building, and we've pretty much got an idea of where the edge is. And what I'm going to do is we're going to measure distance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the distance to there, and then I'm going to write it down. Okay, so we write that down, and that's like 58 meters. Okay, I'm then going to build to there, and that's like 80, get it bang on, 86 meters. I will go into here and I will build a wall that's 58 meters. So let's just, I'm not going to do 58 meters, we're just going to show you approximately what I'm doing. So let's imagine that's about 58 meters, and then we're going to build another one which is a bit longer for the other side. So let's just add a bit onto that. Right, so we've got our 2 measurements, and all I do then is we just move them onto here, and we can rotate them like this. Like that. And I know these are not the right lengths, so they're not actually reaching where they need to go, but I can then move the building to where it needs to be. Okay, so that I know exactly where it's measured to and from, and all right, that's not quite right, but maybe the angles aren't quite right. So all I'm doing is I'm going to then just move these ever so slightly. So we might just rotate it out, and then will it fit now? And then what we do is we go like this, and we go like this, until you get to a point where everything matches. So we know that this is supposed to be actually down here. And the actual stone wall should make that anyway. The point is, if I measure it on here across there, then we should be able to build exactly 2 bits that I can measure with, and then we can adjust it right. So we know the measurements right from there to there, and it's touching this. I'll go through it a bit more in one of the later videos maybe. But that's it for now. I hope it's been useful for you. I'm going to go away and build some of the buildings and put them in. And when we come back, it'll look something a bit more like this, which is some work I've done off camera. So, and these are accurate. These are in the right spots. So apart from that. So yeah, so good. I'll leave you with it. I know it's been a long video. Sorry about that. Hopefully next time we'll try and make the video a little bit shorter, nearer 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, good. Any questions? Pop them in the comment bit at the bottom, or go on to Backblast's Facebook page and ask there, and we can have a chat about what it is that you're struggling with, or answer anything that you really need to know. Apart from that, I'm going to leave it there. My name's Backblast. I'll catch you next time.